Did Hagakure'S face just got revealed? Hey everyone, it's the manga viewer, and if you watched my yesterday video, I told you exactly what's going to happen in the next chapter, and the new chapter just came out, like it's just fresh. And it got exactly what I told you about. It kind of like divided what I said into two parts. The first part, which is this chapter, and the next part will be in the next chapter. Let me break it down all for you, but before I do that, I want to remind you this is a spoiler video, so if you're not caught up with the manga, proceed with your own caution, you have been warned. And if you enjoy my content, feel free to join the channel or thumbs up this video, both is a great option. Alright, let's kick off. So, in the latest chapter, we actually pick up where we left off, where we are in the cave of the villains that we saw in the latest chapter. And we see Dobby kind of like monologuing with All For One, and he's saying, okay, what if your plan doesn't work? What if they find out about this UA trader thing? All For One simply just says, they are just like disposable things. If this doesn't work, we'll just simply move on to the next plan. They are simply just like parts of the game that we can continue on with it. If they succeed, then, you know, we succeeded. If we don't, then they are gone. I just really like how All For One just simply wouldn't like even fake that he cares like about his allies. He just kind of like uses whoever he wants just to kind of like get his things and what he wants exactly. Like he can use anyone he wants just to get what he wants, and then he can just dispose of him, simply like that. We then cut back to the forest where we left off, and Aoyama is kind of like breaking down. He's crying. He's like, I made this all up, I am the villain, and all of that. And he remembers his past when he was young, and the rumor about a person who can give quirks to other and can grant quirks to other people. And they simply like go to him and they give him a quirk, which makes Aoyama like really happy again, and he actually thinks that his family are more miserable or more sad than he is, because they know like he's quirkless and they tried everything they can so they can help him. So he's basically like the original problem, or like the reason for why everything is happening. After that, he remembers when his parents gave him this machine or this, you know, tech thing to put on his body so he can use his laser without ruining his body and kind of like using it comfortably. And after he gets his quirk and everything becomes great, and he enters UA, All For One starts giving him orders about, oh, All Might is becoming the UA teacher, when they are removing the dorms, where's the training camp, and all of those questions that led to the heroes getting attacked again and again and again. Aoyama then says that after he read Midoriya's letter to the UA school and to the students, he fell into despair because he knew that him and Deku are basically the same. They were quirkless, and they got their quirk, which is incomplete with their bodies. This is exactly what I told you like multiple chapters ago, when I told you Horikoshi-sensei liked to compare the yin and yang and the similarities between the other characters, which is really nice. So after that, Aoyama basically shoots a laser at Midoriya while like he's crying, and Hagakure basically deflects it and she starts crying, and we actually see part of her face. I will show you an image right now because one of the Twitter artists, Lumium Art, have actually colored this panel, so here it is. And my god, does Horikoshi-sensei like to tease us. It's like really nice and really different. I kinda like expected her face to be a bit different, kinda like Lady Nagant, but her face really like shouts out, I am innocent, I'm not the UA trader, so that's pretty nice. After that, basically, Midoriya whips them up, all the three of them, like Aoyama's parents with Aoyama, while Aoyama's parents are like trying to kind of like explain themselves and what's going on, but Deku basically tells them to come down and come with me right now. They basically then get tied up into a chair where All Might and the policeman and Principal Nezu and other teachers of the UA school are standing beside them, and they kind of like interrogating Aoyama, and they kind of like checking his body if there is any bomb, which I talked about yesterday when I told you that All For One might actually have planted some sort of a bomb inside Aoyama's body to kind of like explode him if anything is, you know, found out or something. So apparently they are like checking when the quirk time was given to him, when did he receive his quirk, and if he does know any information about All For One. Aoyama's parents and Aoyama basically says no, we don't know anything about him. The policeman and All Might and the teachers are kind of like telling the students to go, but the students won't leave. And basically we see a couple of panels like showing the Class 1A reaction. Some of them are surprised, some of them can't even like believe it. They're like, no, that's wrong. Aoyama tells us this is wrong, this is not you, like we have been through so much, why are we doing this? And what's really funny about the situation is that when, like, Tsukiji, the policeman, asks the father of Aoyama about All For One if he knows anything about him, basically the father says, no, we've been following orders, and All For One show them, like, corpses, like, this is what's going to happen if you tell about us, or, like, if you don't follow the orders. Aoyama then breaks down again. God damn it, he broke down like 3 multiple times, which just shows like he's really regretting what he have done so far. So basically, Aoyama breaks down and he started crying, and Deku basically is like looking at him. They kind of like having this interrogation together. Aoyama says that he is basically a despicable villain. He says that, like, because his classmates were so nice to him that he sometimes, like, even forgot about his mission, and he kind of, like, grow closer to them. So he basically, like, starts talking and interrogating those beautiful moments and kind of, like, reminding the others about it. And he basically, like, ends his speech with, like, saying, I am a despicable villain, Midoriya. I am, like, a villain to every inch and fiber of my body. And then Midoriya basically tells him, no, you're not. He basically, like, shouts back at him, no, you're not. If you were a villain, you wouldn't have helped, like, rescuing Bakugo and Tokoyami. You wouldn't, like, have done anything like that. You wouldn't have been so angry and so sad about what's going on. The reason for why you're crying is not because you disobeyed All For One. It's because you wanted to help us, and you care about us, and you're sad that you were doing that. So that, like, literally just tells that you are a good person. You're not a bad person, Aoyama. And then he tells him, like, his famous line, basically the line we all know and has been passed down through the generations. Aoyama, you can still become a hero too. Which basically, like, this is a really iconic moment because this has been tossed down in the first or the second chapter of My Hero Academia, where basically All Might tells Midoriya that he can also become a hero too. So I kind of like really like this yin and yang flip thing, because we know that Midoriya and Aoyama and All Might and All For One have a lot of similarities together. Again, Horikoshi likes to bring the yin and yang together. What I think about this chapter, I think it's like, I wouldn't say it's too great. I would say it's kind of like mid, I would say. I kind of like read it and I was like, I expected a bit more, or kind of like, you know, fasten the talking and everything, because I really don't like it. This is just like my personal opinion, to be honest. I don't like it when kind of like the authors or Horikoshi Sensei or any of the authors of manga kind of like make the lines pretty long, and they kind of like explain and making the characters feel into despair again and again. Like, if you can deliver something in kind of like 3 panels, why not? Why not? Like, why do you have to use the full chapter on it? Similar to kind of like the Uraraka speech. Again, I'm not hating on the chapter. It's a great chapter, but this is just my opinion. What I think is going to happen next, I actually talked about it yesterday, so you can watch the yesterday video, or I can just tell you right now. Here's what's going to happen. Basically, the policemen and the UA students will actually plan some sort of a plan to kind of like fool All For One, as I told you before, to kind of like lure him in, and kind of like tells him, hey, Midoriya will be in this place, and they kind of like set a trap so they can like make an all-out battle with like all the strategic things and the quirks that the UA students can deliver. Similar to the second movie, where they all, like the Class 1A, combine their quirks and their powers to lure the villains in, kind of like divide them together. I think a similar thing might happen, since we know that the original ending of My Hero Academia was to have Midoriya and Bakugo receive One For All and kind of like fight for it. So I think that would be pretty interesting to see, if kind of like we see all Class 1A working together and kind of like solving this problem, and basically Aoyama atoning to himself by, like, you know, delivering the punch, or kind of like, yeah, regaining his sort of freedom to fight for his students and his friends. I think that would be pretty interesting. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Did you like this chapter? Did you expect something more? What do you think is going to happen in the next chapter? If you enjoyed this video, feel free to thumbs it up or join the channel. Both is a great option. Thank you guys so much for watching. I have been the Manga Viewer, and I'll see you all next time.